Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have old friends in the studio today. We have Brian Foster, General Manager from 95.9 The River, and we have Danielle Tufano. You're going to recognize her from Mackay in the Morning and also from Game On. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
We wanted to talk a little bit about the river and radio. And
it's our favorite subject, it turns out.
It is. Tell me a little bit about your station. I'm a huge fan, and I just take it for granted that everybody knows about the river.
Sure. Well, we have been in the community now it makes me feel so old because I've been there since day one, but it's hard, 15 years. I still have to.
We're going to turn 30, so we're a little bit older. So
yeah.
You're still,
and congratulations.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. But about 15 years now we've been in the community, 2001. We play a mix of 70s and 80s, a little bit of 90s music. And really it just kind of, it's been a challenge because we play the same music at its core that we have all 15 years, because when it comes right down to it, the classics are the classics. Led Zeppelin's just never going to go away, right? So we've been really challenged and are proud of the fact that we continue to evolve, not only through maybe not so much the music selection, but how we interact with the community, the events we do, just the way that we approach the day-to-day business. So the station, you're still going to hear the same great hits you've been hearing now for 15 years, but our goal is to always do it in a fresh, fun, new way, which leads to events and different activities throughout the year. So yeah, there's always something exciting going on, and we're really proud of it. The longevity has been something I've really enjoyed, and the community really responds to it. At the end of the day, they still want to hear their rock and roll, and that's what we aim to give them every day, with just a little bit of entertainment thrown in there as well.
Well, and I think that's important. I think of the river, I think one of the things, besides the classic music, which we all appreciate because it walks across so many generations. So you can be in the car with everybody and everybody can agree on this is the radio station. But it's our radio station. I mean, I like that I know Danielle and I see Danielle in the community. And I think that's important. So why is it important for you guys to be the local community radio station?
You know, there's something to be said about being able to go to the grocery store or go to your favorite restaurant and have the opportunity to bump into the person that you hear on the radio from day to day and know that you're doing the same kind of activities that the guy that you listen to in the morning or Mitch Michaels in the afternoon, knowing that you go to the same grocery store and just feeling connected to the person that you're hearing. All of our main jocks on the radio station, Scott Mackay, the guy that I co-host with in the morning, he lives in Geneva. I'm from Aurora. Beth Reynolds, and our midday host, is a lifelong Aurora resident. Our afternoon drive host, a Chicago radio legend, Mitch Michaels, lives in Hinsdale. Nick Jakusz, our night guy, lives in Plainfield. So these are people that you're listening to that not only work here, but they live here, and they play here, and they eat here, and they have fun here. So we know who we're talking to and what we're talking about.
Yeah, 15 years ago when we first started, I remember the staff when I first got here, day one, and they kind of had their heads hung, and it was just a brand new station. They weren't sure what to expect. And I said, tell me about the radio station. They said, well, you just got to remember, we're only suburban. And the way they said it, it was very diminutive. We're just suburban. I was like, guys, you don't understand. That's a huge gift. We're only suburban. But it allows us to focus. So when we do events, we have a prom that we do every April. Yeah, we love to have you guys out, right? That's in Naperville. We have a huge brew fest. Actually, this Saturday, that's going to be in downtown Aurora, this Saturday being October 8th. And we have a Bloody Mary Fest coming up. Well, that'll be in Joliet. So when we do our events and our festivities, there's a thing that we're going to be announcing soon for a two-day kids expo. That's going to be in Romeoville. So everything is right here in our backyard, allowing our listeners to really get out and see us. One of the things that amazes me most is my office is right next to the check-in when you first come in the building. And in the afternoon, and it happens in the morning as well, but in the afternoon, they'll come in and they'll win a prize and they'll say, is Mitch here? And they whisper it like they don't want to be too loud. Yeah, Mitch is right down the hall. Could I meet him? They're like, Mitch? Yeah, sure, Mitch. And they yell and he comes out. But we sometimes forget how really cool it is to interact with some of these guys who've been doing it for all these years and entertaining people. So it's easy to forget that.
I don't think I'm ever going to get used to the fact that some people think I'm really cool. Like, it's so weird to me really cool. That I go out and people just think that I'm the coolest person, and I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that. I don't want them to know how much of a dorky loser I actually am.
Well, yeah, that's because you're not. But
that's because you're not.
That's because you're not. But it's funny. You talk about the great events that you guys put on to engage with your listeners. But as a business, too, a business often contracts with you guys to have you guys come out to their event. Like I was listening on the radio to you, and you were at Dave's, Famous Dave's.
Famous Dave's. We had a porking lot party there, which is unlike anything that you do anywhere else. Yeah. And so, people that were in the Oswego area, they cruise by and say, hey, I heard you talking about this, or hey, it sounded like it was a blast. But even the people that can't be there, we do such a great job as being a suburban station in painting a picture for your ears, so to speak, so you can feel like you're experiencing the porking lot party with me.
Yeah,
that's exactly how I felt. I couldn't go, but I thought I'll just let you eat the food for me.
Yeah,
we have a little quick plug. Doggy Diner is a restaurant all throughout the area, and Christy, who owns it, she does her own commercials. She also does the catering delivery because she works really, really hard. She's had to stop doing some of the deliveries because when she brings the food by, they'll be like, "You're Christy from the radio. Oh my gosh, that's so cool." And she's like, "I love it, but I'm in such a hurry to get through." So she's even become a little quasi-celebrity because she's been on the air now. Jim at Advantage Chevrolet, they're just friends that people become the phase.
Yeah.
Now when they always report, people walk up and they feel like they know them. And
the divorce guys,
the
neighborhood divorce guy.
Yeah.
And a lot of our clients have said to us too, a lot of the sponsors of the radio station, that sure, you can go downtown and you can spend a lot of money to advertise on a station like that, but you're reaching people in Wisconsin and Northwest Indiana.
Right.
If I'm a small business owner in Wheaton, well, I don't really want to pay to advertise to people in Northwest Indiana. I want to pay to advertise for people in Wheaton, in Naperville, in Warrenville, in Winfield, in Plainfield. So that's really what we're able to focus on as far as catering to our listeners and catering to our sponsors as well.
Yep. That's where the only comes in, the focus of being in your backyard.
Absolutely. When I think radio has gone up and down, much like, in the television world right now is experiencing a lot of it. But it seems that the local focus and the radio station that remembers their roots and who they are have been thriving.
Yeah, so nationally, about 91% of Americans still tune into radio each week. It's just now they do other things as well. As we all, in any media you talk to, are dealing with what they call fragmentation, right? Abundance of choices. So, yeah, we find that you can turn on a nameless, faceless music channel, but you're not going to get weather, you're not going to get traffic, you're not going to hear about the cool new joint opening up around the corner. So those kind of things have allowed us to grow. And even when you compare us to a downtown radio station, we're just really excited the fact that if you care about this area, we super serve you 100% of the time. And it's that focus that allows us to stay relevant and growing.
And I would be lying if I said that I've never listened to Pandora either.
Sure.
But there are some times when you want to feel that localized flair to it. You want to feel like you're hearing about what's happening in your community and what's going on with your weather and your traffic and your news. And we like to do that.
I know you like to edit. We're going to beep out any mentions of competitors, right? So the Pandora will just...
Yeah. Right. We're not too worried about that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
But no, there's obviously a lot of choices. I use Spotify personally, but I also love my local radio stations as well. I think what it comes at a cost of is really my personal CD collection. So I used to listen to radio and listen to CDs. Now I listen to radio and Spotify. So when you look at the national trends, the CD sales, digital downloads, remember when digital downloads were cool? When they're done. No one downloads music anymore because they rent it from services like Spotify. So there's no doubt there's more fragmentation than ever, but we find that radio listenership is actually still pretty strong. It's the personal music collection that got attacked by all these new streaming softwares.
Right. Well, I think, no matter what, we need radio because we need to be connected to our community.
Yeah.
And the River does a wonderful job of keeping us feeling connected, hip and cool, yet remembering our classic music. So thank you, too, for dropping by and telling us all about it. We're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.